Just launched. Testing, testing, testing. All right, do we have sound? Do we have sound? We do have sound. All right. Just took a few seconds to come up. Good morning. It's Tuesday, October 17. It's 7:30 a.m. here in New Hampshire. I'm looking at this shirt and I think it's stretched out and time to get rid of it. So this week I'm in crunch mode, such as it is. I didn't crunch quite as hard as I thought I would. But I am on a polyphasic sleep cycle that's not quite tuned. So I'm super tired. So this is going to be a really short stream because I'm going to go right back to sleep after this for another couple hours because my head's not clear at all. Not clear enough to do the work I need to do. I need a couple more hours. But that doesn't mean we can't make a little bit of progress on other projects. And I think accepting that slow progress is necessary. I guess as unpleasant as I find it, because I like the instant gratification. But let's just jump right into this. Let's see. So today, the idea about these streams is to spend at least 15 minutes first thing in the day working on a project that's not related to what someone else needs. It's something that I want to do. Something that I've been putting off or something that's too daunting. 15 minutes is a good way of whittling it down. And just kind of maintaining, I guess, a sense of familiarity with where I am in the process. I started these, really, did I start this long ago? March 28th? That can't be right. No, okay, this is September 19th. September, I guess it's only been about, that can't be right. September, I could have sworn I went back. Oh, wait, these are in some weird order. August 8th is when I started. I need to, these notes I think are from a different date. Yeah. So August 8th is around when I started. So August, September, October. So it's been about 2 months. It feels like it's been longer. Well, let me see what I did yesterday. Yesterday I did music stuff. I think today I actually want to review some of the code projects I have going on. Let me just type in Tuesday, October 18th. Let's review the NHERD website project. Just run it. Just to remember how it works. The NHERD project was using a JavaScript / Node development environment to create a static website from a whole bunch of content files. So I could write a bunch of articles and stuff them in a folder and then run this magical program and then it would generate a website. That's vastly oversimplifying it. The difference between this and other ways of doing it is that I want to learn how to write that kind of system. And then from that, there's two other cool things that could happen. One is, one, I would be able to make my NHERD activities website, which would report on all the nerdy cool things in the area. Secondly, the same technology can be used to make my own website, which I want to convert from a blog back into more of like almost like a Wikipedia type thing, but easier to work with. If you've ever used with Wikimedia, which is the underlying software site, it's not really. I don't like it. I don't like using it. There's a new way I want to organize all my information, which is related to the third thing, which is the research management system that I want to build on top of all this. So all these things are related to it. I've been feeling the need lately to write some of my projects up on the website. So let me just look at that really quickly. So, some of the projects I have going on right now, you can see them here on the left side of this. Let's see. This isn't working. There we go. So the active projects are this JavaScript game engine, which is kind of related to the work stuff because it's the same code base now. The music stuff, which has been the new music making I've been doing for a while. Software is related to the research management system, but it's just general development type things. Fabricating is just making things. Mysteries, this is a kind of a storytelling project that I wanted to start up in the area. Based on artifacts, kind of like this company called the Mysterious Package Company. They make, there's one over here. The Mysterious Package Company makes mysterious packages, such as, get this up, knock out my computers down. Oh, this. Let's see if this will work. And they make things like this. I mean, this is just one of the artifacts. This is like a fake newspaper that has a story in it, and they mail you these things periodically. So it's kind of like almost like someone makes props for mysteries, and it's pretty cool. I kind of want to do something like that for the area. It's something I've always had an interest in doing. And what else do we have? We have, getting back to this, food packets. The food packet is just like figuring out how to eat frugally. So there has been some progress on that. Yesterday I shared pictures of beans. The bean experiment went well. I can make beans and rice. It's pretty cheap. It's like it's like $3 for like a week's worth of food. And so I got a whole bunch of other beans. These are black beans, and these are expensive organic soybeans. I don't have no idea what it would do with these, but red beans. These are not Western red beans. These are Asian red beans, which are, I think they're sweet. They're used in desserts. These are called adzuki beans, I think. Yeah, this is like a Japanese, like the weird sweet paste they have here. Here are light red kidney beans, and here's a bunch of lentils. And they're all fairly, I don't know. I think in these small packages they're not as cheap as they could be if I could buy them in bulk someplace. But that would be the next step, to figure out where that stuff comes from. If I needed to stock up for stuff. And then one other project, this may be related to fabricate, is I got some speaker cloth. I don't know if this shows up very well, but the idea is to cover up, make a frame to cover up this thing over here. Hey, kitty. This is a IKEA Besta unit. I don't know if that's even showing up. It's kind of, where is it? So that down there, next to the cat, this is a Besta frame from IKEA, and let's see. So this whole front is open. I want to put a custom speaker grill on top of that. So that's what the idea behind that is. So that's kind of where my other projects are. I also need to vacuum the house. But I think one thing to do is to just, let's see, go back to these, and I just want to review the website, stuff I've been doing. So I'm going to set my 15-minute timer, and we're going to go. Oh, so tired. Let's see. What am I doing? So let me look at the NHERD magazine stuff. And actually, let me go back to the 15-minute handbook, global continuity. I have some notes here at the bottom that describe how to start this up again, which is good because I don't remember right now. Open term to DSay, web, NHERD metal, build, open sublime project, open browser. I guess we can do that. Let's open a browser. And so there's Google Art Project picture is quite morning. And then we need to open a term window. I'll move it over here. And let's shrink that down. And let's see, I had to go to DSay web, NHERD metal. Is there a build folder? Build. I think it's gulp. And that runs the server. And what was I just doing with this? I was messing with it, trying to get it to work right. I'll need to open up Sublime Text. And it's open on the wrong thing. So here's the NHERD project itself. Let's move it over here. Let's go to single page mode. I don't remember what that is. And over here, let's see. All right, so now we have, oh, I need to actually run the server route, which says I need to go to localhost 3000. So let's just figure out how far along this thing is. It looks like there's an extra thing here that's coming out. It's generating another file here, probably because I have these articles now that have no front matter. This one in particular. So let's copy some front matter in there and just see if it does anything. Directory structure for a folder hierarchy for NHERD. Directory structure. I don't think that's the right actual date. When's the last time? I wrote this the very last time I was doing something on this, so let's go back for NHERD, which was the 10/29th, it looks like. If I save this, it should generate the title there. There. Okay, so now the cool thing is I'm using the same. I mean, at least I'm storing my own documentation for developing it within the system itself, which is kind of exciting. So I think the last thing I was working on was this development structure. And so the idea behind this, there's articles, there's guides. Yeah, this was the, let's take a look at, and it's telling me to look in Quiver 1610 design. This is Quiver application running. 1610 is 2016 project 10. So I've been numbering them from, in 2014 I started with project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I didn't add any in 2015, but then I started getting optimistic this year. And so I added 4 more projects to tag with these job codes that I'm using. But what was it? It was 1610 is the research management system. Design. Is this the same document I was using? Oh, right. I was talking about using an inline tagging system to tag and categorize content. So the idea here is I want to be able to write these articles. Let's make a dummy article. And I want to be able to tag things in line, by which I mean rather than making a kind of a very content nugget-oriented research organizing system, which everybody else does, I want to have long documents so I can see everything in context with it. I want to see the flow of thoughts in it. I want to rework that document, rewrite it, rewrite it, rewrite it. And while I'm rewriting it, I want to be able to extract the ideas from that content. Now, in a way, it's like if you're outlining a sentence, or if you're analyzing an article, you're breaking down it point by point by point. What is the topic sentence of this paragraph? What is the what are the 3 ideas? What's the main premise? What are the supporting ideas? What are the supporting facts? And it's helpful to see that all well written within one document. That's how I absorb information efficiently. Well written, quality documents, quality articles. But most of the research management systems aren't geared toward that. They're geared more toward just collecting facts. Like Evernote, its emphasis is on and kind of a relatively straightforward implementation of a notebook that has pages. I don't think there's no internal structuring that you can do in it that I'm aware of. Maybe there are plugins for it. But with that in mind, let me make something. Close. Oops. I don't even know what this is. This looks like it's not. That's saved from something else. Let's close the piece of document. Why did this change? Let's save this as a new file, and let's call this one, just for the heck of it, let's make a folder called. No, I'm just going to call this. I'm going to call it research example. This is a research example. Today's date is 10/18, was it? Article J2, Monday. Today's Tuesday, October 10. This is a sample research article. I want to demonstrate how inline marking, tagging might work realistically. This document will be refined over time. And so there's nothing really noteworthy about this. But let me just try some stuff. I'll just try listing stuff I've done. So this might be a research, let's call this a research journal example, which is a good example, a good way of, let's say, reviewed the food project. And here I want to kind of almost give it like a tag. I might give it like the 1610. Is it 1610? 1611. 1611. I mean, that kind of is an entry. Food project. Tagged. Other projects. Untagged. I bought a number of beans, red ones, black ones, kidney ones, lentils, soybeans. The idea is to cook them and see what they taste like, figure out the cost, flavor, and number of days. So I'm tempted to tag these. Maybe the tag format all you can use is like bracket idea. But this is like a query. So with the inline pound format, untagged, so query, I guess I need to get another food. What is frugal? So here I'm making up a syntax. I can put this into a separate thing. And so like here, I want to have this kind of tag within this. So maybe it processes linearly. So it'll see that everything up here is related to this tag 11. I would like the text editor that I use to be able to extract the tag data in line so it stands separate from the actual text. So, okay, so interestingly, as I'm doing this, I was expecting this to actually, yeah. So it's actually like updating the site as I'm typing. That's kind of the idea, but then what I wanted to be able to do is process all this stuff at the same time and have it do a fancy text analysis. Maybe it's based on the template and the type of document it is. Maybe template, let's give this another template. Instead of draft, let's call it, I wonder if I could do something like this. Process, maybe a data tag, data, RMS, tagged, extract, tags, extract, projects. I'm wondering if I can actually use this kind of syntax. So what I'm going to do is in my gulp task, what I want to do is actually omit in this code flow. I want to see if I can actually see that this data I put in it. So I created like a new entry here called RMS, and I've defined a JavaScript array with these keywords in it, and these would be processing keywords. So yes, think theoretically in my gulp file, if I can read those. I had an example of a function here, I thought. Gulpsmith, blah, blah, blah. So this is front matter stuff, so this is what happened in Gulpsmith, is adding site meta. Use, define. Moment, there's a way you can do a, output from plugin. There's a way that you can, I think I can just do this. Let's see. You can try and just insert a function plugin inline Metalsmith plugin format. Let's just see what it looks like. I'm looking for an example. It's options. Options, defaults. This is interesting. Didn't know that underscore two could do that. I should really look at that library sometime. Okay, so it returns a function, files, Metalsmith, and done. Function, files, Metalsmith, done. I think it works like this. 1, 2. Let's see if it doesn't break anything. But our time is up. Let me just see if this works. Function, done, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is still crashing. Now what I want to be able to do is like see if I can get a little luck at the metas, at the Metalsmith data. probably doing this a bad way, but metadata, I think it's called. I just want to see if this outputs anything. Nope. Missing blah blah. So it's undefined. What's in Metalsmith though? I wonder if I'm redefining that variable. Oh, okay, there's stuff in there. It's like plugins and underscore metadata. Yep, I don't see my properties. I guess that might be available in yes. We'd probably need to process this as, maybe it's available in the templates. Use template engine. Okay, I'll make a note here. The data here is from Metalsmith, not from templates. I want to be able to read the templates, I guess, in the actual article JADE template. So if I go to here, can I put logic in this? Yeah, okay, so what's the comment format for stupid JADE? Can I put comments here? Probably not. I want to be able to trigger different processing modes based on the markup in the source content file. Where can I extract the data and trigger conditional processing in somewhere else? All right, I'm going to copy this. Since we're out of time, I'm going to go back and just like mark off where I left. And so what did I do? Why did I put music there? I meant to put NHERD. Review the NHERD website project. And, and what did I do? I made a sample file, a sample research log with an article, a front matter property called RMS that contained what do they call it? Extract tags, extract projects. I want to be able to trigger different complicated JavaScript filtering operations based on what's in there. Guess I need to read the front matter. But how? All right. So that's what today's, I guess that's today's chunk of work on the NHERD project. It was actually surprisingly helpful just to remember what I was doing. And I guess like this whole notebook system is working. I can know where I can go and figure out where I was, and there's enough context in here that I can pick up where I left off. And you know, so I was able to jump back into this gulp file and remember how this worked, which is kind of amazing. Because I am typically think of myself as being so scatterbrained. So, with that, I think we are done for the day. It's 8 o'clock. I'm kind of awake, but my mind is also a little bit... It's less fuzzy than it was earlier, but I'm kind of tired, so I'm going to go back to sleep for a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. But be back tomorrow. This is crunch week for me. Got a business trip coming up on Monday. This one task I was doing, which I thought was going to take like 3 days, it's like extended like I think for 3 weeks. And just kind of looking back at it now, they're just, I don't know what I was thinking. I was hoping it'd be an easy port, but there's so much legacy code in there, done in a way that we no longer use, that it's just taking a long time to crawl through. But I think it's ending up being a good review of the code base. If anything, it's an interesting review of the kind of things we had difficulty doing in the past, and with the perspective we have after like a year and a half of refining it, seeing how the next stage of the system can develop. So it'll be all good stuff, and eventually end up with something that's cleaner, I hope. Anyway, that's the stream for today. Happy Monday, happy Tuesday, and hope you get some good stuff done. Now I'm going to go to sleep.